Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, August the 12th. The time is 7 p.m. and I'll call to order this regular meeting of Town Council. I'd like to welcome all councillors with the exception of Councillor Doucette, who is not here as yet. As far as I know, he's coming. I haven't heard to the contrary. Also welcome Municipal Clerk Kim Casely, our Police Chief Louis Sutherland. We have our regrets from our CAO Jeff Baker, who is not here tonight. He's on vacation. Welcome to all those who are watching online as well. Before I start, I want to acknowledge that the land upon which we gather is the unceded Mi'kmaq territory and is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the Indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this honor for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. And councillors, I wanted to bring to your attention that on Friday, former Mayor Doug Doncaster passed away, and he served as mayor or as councillor in Kensington from January the 1st, 91 to December the 31st, 93. And then he served as mayor from January the 1st, 1994 to September 1997, I believe it was it not? Yes, 1997. So just out of the flags have been lowered and as out of respect for a former mayor as per our policy. And I just want to let's take a moment to stand and just a moment of silence in memory of former Mayor Doug Doncaster. Thank you, everyone. There are no visiting hours per his request, and there's a graveside service in Amherst, Nova Scotia on Thursday, and there is a Masonic service for him on Wednesday at the funeral home at 4 o'clock. All right, Council, the agenda is before you. There are no additions or deletions that I have. If there's no issues with that, I would entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as circulated. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Councillor McCrae. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Any declarations of conflict of interest in any of the items we have tonight? Hearing none, we'll move right along. There's no delegation, so we'll move right along to the minutes of July the 8th. We did not have those minutes at the previous meeting, so we'll approve those tonight. Those July the 8th regular minutes. Are there any errors or omissions in the minutes of July the 8th, 2024? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those minutes as presented. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Toombs, I believe it was. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. And additionally, there are minutes of June the 26th. Those are the minutes that we didn't have at the previous meeting. I'm sorry, I apologize. Those are the minutes we didn't have at the previous meeting. That's the public meeting. Those minutes are before you. Are there any errors or omissions in the minutes of June the 26th? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt those minutes as approved. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. And the minutes of July 24th public meeting, those minutes are before you. Are there any errors or omissions in those minutes? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes as circulated. So moved by Councillor Toombs, seconded by Councillor McCrae. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Moving right along to business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes of July the 8th, 2024, regular meeting? Deputy Mayor Spencer.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just didn't know if we had any update on the Chances program that was mentioned in there.
Nothing specific. They're still working with the province and still working with Matthew McKay, and there's nothing firm to report other than we're still optimistic that there's something going to take place, but I think they're waiting for a business plan to come forward. The last I heard, they're waiting for a business plan to come forward, and that hasn't been presented yet. And as soon as that's presented, then hopefully we'll have something firm to actually talk about. But at this stage of the game, I can say that it is looking promising. But that's most I could say at this stage of the game, because I don't know what promising means other than I think something's going to happen, and I hope we can soon report what is going to happen. Anything else, Council? What about minutes of the public meeting? Any business arising out of the minutes of June the 26th public meeting? Hearing none. Minutes of June the 24th. Anything arising out of those minutes? Hearing none, we'll move right along to reports. The first report is the Chief Administrative Officer's report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the Chief Administrative Officer's report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as of August the 2024. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Gallant. I believe you had your hand up. Did you? Okay, good. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Moving right along to the Fire Department Statistical Report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the Fire Department Statistical Report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report. So moved by Councillor McCrae, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Moving right along to the Police Department Statistical Report. That report is before you, Council. Any questions on the Police Department Statistical Report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Chief, did you have anything to present tonight? Do you want to go to a microphone if you do?
Over the last 3 weeks, we've been having quite a bit of problems with bicycles around town, and so we were able to apprehend the ones that were causing problems, seized one bike. In the end, we got some good cooperation with the parents, and I think the problem's been rectified. So
Good.
that's, if you've seen it going on, that it was bad.
Okay.
Anyway, so it's all good now.
All right, great. Thanks, Chief. All right, we'll move right along to the, all right, thanks, Chief. I'll talk to you tomorrow. The Development Permit Summary Report is before you. Are there any questions on the Development Permit Summary Report? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor McCrae. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you. We'll move right along to the next report that we have, which is the Credit Union Center report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the Credit Union Center report? Hearing none, I would enter. Councillor Gallant.
Look off my phone. Thank you, Worship. Just had a question. I think I did speak to Robert, but the ice is going in the 15th, or scheduled to go in for the 15th this year?
Somewhere around that, the regular time, that's when it normally goes in.
Okay, because someone had mentioned that they thought it was before we had put our new plant in, before the work last year. Of course, it didn't go in till later, but they thought it was usually ready around the 7th, 6th or 7th of September, but he says not. But somebody had brought it up because I guess might have been a while because they were renting ice in Summerside early in September, so I didn't know if that was later than normal or was that the normal time.
I think it's the same regular time that we've always opened up around the middle of the month. Any other questions, Council? Councillor Toombs.
No questions. I'd just like to, we had a barbecue down there this week, Sunday, with family and friends, and just want to say everything was great and had lots of good comments about the exterior of the rink, and everybody talking solar panels, and we had a good time, and there was lots of good comments from people who haven't really, from Fredericton, and haven't really noticed, hadn't been down there before. So okay. Please pass that along to staff.
I will do that. Great, thank you very much. All right, if there's no other questions, I would entertain a motion to adopt that report as presented. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. Next report is the mayor's report. That report is before you. Are there any questions on the information that is presented? You heard us talking earlier, the parking issue that we have over at the Subway, Robbins, and Greco location. We're going to have a discussion on that again with them tomorrow. Yes, their vehicles are parking, blocking the sidewalk, and we've had some near misses. And that something has to be done with it. So we have to find out what the solution is. And the bus shelter is in place. There will be a bench going in it. It's already ordered. And there's going to be a little sign going on the back of it that says what it's there for. And there's protective barriers going around it potentially this week. And on September the 3rd will be the start of the new bus route. And TC Transit are responsible for letting everybody know on that. And they've had some good feedback, I understand, so far, when they understand what it's all about. I know we've had some people saying, oh, great, it's going to be nice to have a place to park for a change. And other one saying, it's going to be nice to have a place to stand out of the bad weather, so. All right, if there's no questions on the report, I would entertain a motion to adopt the report as presented. So moved by Deputy Mayor Spencer, seconded by Councillor McCrae. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, the Federation of Prince Edward Island Municipalities, Councillor Mann, do you have anything to report, or is there still on summer break?
No, nothing to report, Your Worship.
All right. The Chamber of Commerce, Councillor McCrae.
Thank you, Your Worship. No, nothing.
All right, and Deputy Mayor Spencer, do you have anything to report on the Heart of PEI?
We have a meeting tomorrow morning, so I will have something to report next meeting.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, moving right along to new business. The first item of new business is request for decision number 30, which is a land use development bylaw amendment and zoning, and that's for second reading and formal adoption. And that is for PID number 77768, which we would know as the property out on 23 Broadway Street South. Council, are there any questions on any of the information that's before you there tonight? Hearing none, who wants to start reading into the record the resolutions? The first resolution is to give formal reading to the resolution for the second reading. Councillor Mann, I think you're ready. You're raring to go. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Your Worship.
And there's one, if you, Council will notice that when he gets into the be it resolved, it says to give first reading, that's actually second reading, and he's aware of that, so he's going to insert the correct word.
Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of a property located at 23 Broadway Street South, PID number 77768, to rezone the property from its current multi-unit residential R3 zoning designation to commercial C1 to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property. And whereas the application is supported by the current owner, seller of the property. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments feedback from the public was held on June 26, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's land use and development bylaw. And whereas town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending that town council proceed with the land use and development bylaw amendment. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read and approved a first time at a regular meeting of Town Council held on July the 8th, 2024. Be it resolved that Kensington Town Council gives second reading to amend the land use and development bylaw to rezone PID number 77768 located at 23 Broadway Street from its current multi-unit residential R3 designation to commercial C1 to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Glant. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? Let the record reflect that 4 are in favor and Councillor McCrae is opposed. All right, Councillor Mann, do you want to read into the record the resolution number 4?
Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of a property located at 23 Broadway Street South, PID number 77768, to rezone the property from its current multi-unit residential R3 zoning designation to commercial C1 to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property. And whereas the application is supported by the current owner, seller of the property. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments, feedback from the public was held on June the 26th, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's Land Use and Development Bylaw. And whereas the town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending the town council proceed with the Land Use and Development Bylaw amendment. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read and approved a first time at a regular meeting of Town Council held on July the 8th, 2024. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read a second time at this meeting, be it resolved that Kensington Town Council formally approve and adopt second reading to amend the Land Use and Development Bylaw to rezone PID number 77768, located at 23 Broadway Street South from its current multi-unit residential R3 designation to commercial C1 to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Second by Councillor Glant. All right, Council, this is giving us formally approve and adopt second reading to amend this properties. And all those in favor? All those opposed? Let the record reflect 4 are in favor and Councillor McCray is opposed. Resolution number 5. Go ahead, Councillor Mann. You should have it memorized by now.
Yeah. Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of a property located at 23 Broadway Street South, PID number 77768, to rezone the property from its current multi-unit residential R3 zoning designation to commercial C1 to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property. And whereas the application is supported by the current owner, seller of the property. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments, feedback from the public was held on June the 26th, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's Land Use and Development Bylaw. And whereas town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending that town council proceed with the Land Use and Development Bylaw amendment. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read and approved a first time at a regular meeting of Town Council held on July the 8th, 2024. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read and approved a second time at this meeting, be it resolved that Kensington Town Council formally adopt the Land Use and Development Bylaw amendment to rezone PID number 77768, located at 23 Broadway Street South from its current multi-unit residential R3 designation to commercial C1, to facilitate the construction of a commercial development on the property.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Second by Deputy Mayor Spencer, that we formally adopt the Land Use and Development Amendment for PID number 77768. All those in favor? All those opposed? 4 in favor, and let the record reflect that Councillor McCray is opposed. Thank you, Council. Now, the information, all that information will be gathered together by our municipal clerk and sent to the province for formal signing off on it. The next request for a decision is number 31, which is the Land Use and Development Bylaw Amendment, first reading for PID number 79250. Council, that information is before you. Are there any questions or clarification needed on the information that is before you in the request for decision? This is the property we know as currently known as the Webster property. No questions? All right, we need to change the official plan, future land use map amendment. Who wants to read into the record that first resolution? Change the official plan. Thank you, Councillor Mann, for volunteering.
Oh, another long one, huh?
Go up quick enough, so. Did you have yours up? Your turn will come.
Yeah. Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of PID number 792580, being lands of Webster Enterprises Limited, to amend the Town of Kensington's official plan future land use map to rezone PID number 792580 along Douglas Street from low-density residential R1 to multi-unit residential R3 for the purpose of constructing a mixed-use residential development on the property. And whereas the application is supported by the current owner, seller of the property, And whereas Town Council has examined the official plan to ensure that the proposed amendment is supported by the policies of the plan. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments, feedback from the public was held on July the 24th, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's Land Use and Development Bylaw. And whereas town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending that Town Council proceed with the official I just moved it there. Proceed with the official plan, future land use map amendment. Be it resolved that an amendment to the future land use map that is part of the town's official plan to change the future land use designation of PID number 792580 along Douglas Street from low-density residential to medium-density residential be hereby approved.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Toombs. All those in favor? All those in favor again? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we'll move into first reading. This is to resolution number 1 is to give first reading, approval to give first reading. And Councillor Mann, you want to continue with resolution number 1?
We sure can. Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of PID number 792580, being lands of Webster Enterprises Limited, to rezone the property from its current low-density residential R1 zoning designation to multi-unit residential R3 to facilitate the construction of a mixed-use residential subdivision on the property. And whereas the application is supported by the current owner, seller of the property. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments, feedback from the public was held on July the 24th, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's Land Use and Development Bylaw. And whereas town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending the town council proceed with the Land Use and Development Bylaw amendment. Be it resolved that Kensington Town Council give first reading to amend the Land Use and Development Bylaw to rezone PID number 792580 from its current low-density residential R1 designation to multi-unit residential R3 to facilitate the construction of a mixed-use residential subdivision on the property.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor, hands are going up. Councillor Glant, I believe, got a hand up first. This is to give first reading to amend it. All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Go ahead, Councillor Mann. You might as well finish these off.
Whereas a request has been received from the prospective owners of PID number 792580, being lands of Webster Enterprises Limited, to rezone the property from its current low-density residential R1 zoning designation to multi-unit residential R3 to facilitate the construction of a mixed-use residential subdivision on the property. And whereas an application to support is supported by the current owner seller of the property. And whereas a public meeting to solicit comments, feedback from the public was held on July the 24th, 2024, in accordance with the PEI Planning Act and the town's Land Use and Development Bylaw. And whereas town staff have evaluated the application in consultation with DVA Consulting and are recommending the town council proceed with the Land Use and Development Bylaw amendment. And whereas the bylaw amendment was read a first time at this meeting, be it resolved that Kensington Town Council formally approve and adopt first reading to amend the Land Use and Development Bylaw to rezone PID number 792580 from its current low-density residential R1 to multi-unit residential R3 to facilitate the construction of a mixed-use residential subdivision on the property.
Thank you, Councillor Mann. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Deputy Mayor Spencer. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving and adopting the first reading? The motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. All right, we'll move right along to resolution or request for decision number 32, which is the consolidation. No, am I in the right one? Just a second. Am I in the right one? Just a second, I'll go back to the top, find out. No, I'm on 33. I think I must have closed 32. Give me one momento. 32 is the consolidation of lands which is the property right across the street here. Consolidation of the property with the building and the parking lot into one lot. You're aware of the one we're talking about? Where the apartment units were over here? So an application has been made to consolidate both pieces of property into one. And the map is there before you. Are there any questions or clarification needed, Council? Deputy Mayor Spencer?
Looking at the map, I was just curious, the parcel J1, is that still in possession of the provincial government? Oh, sorry, I forgot to have my microphone on. J1, I'm wondering, is that part of the provincial government roadway still? Or
Where's J1?
the parcel J1 is written on the street, but the arrow points to the area between the old sidewalk and the new sidewalk.
Oh, not 100%. I think that belongs to, that's all part of that. That's part of
That's part of lot
PID
24?
76915, I believe. Do you know? It's all part of the one property. So it's going to be consolidating. Maybe I'll ask Municipal Clerk. She's been looking at this, so perhaps
Yep, I'm just,
could you answer those questions?
sure, I'm just loading the GIS system here, but it is actually 3 pieces of parcel, and they are all registered to the owner and applicant.
Okay, I would have
Oh,
thought
there's
that
3
the
parcels,
provincial government
is
would have kept that
Yeah.
land when they reconfigured the street.
It does not appear so on the information that we've received or the
Okay.
land survey.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions, Council? All right, then, Deputy Mayor Spencer, I promised you one to read. You want to read the resolution?
Get my water.
What?
Be it resolved that Town Council approve consolidation plan number 24076-C01 to consolidate PID numbers 78915 and 78923 into lot 24-1, being lands of Ian and Kristen Ross.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor Toombs. Any discussion, Council? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. The next is request for decision number 33, and that is the awarding of the tender for the Victoria Street West property, which is connection of the water and sewer to the former Foster Street 2 property. And the tenders come in and the awarding, the information's all there. The recommendation is to award it to Kern and Briggs Limited. Any questions, Council? Then go ahead, Councillor Toombs, read into the record the resolution.
Be it resolved that Kensington Town Council award the contract for the Victoria Street West Infrastructure Extension to Kern and Briggs Limited as per their tender submission in the amount of $204,757 plus HST.
Thank you. Do we have a seconder for that resolution? Seconded by Councillor McCray. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. The next is other matters, and I had a few things just to bring to your attention. Richard, reminder of our special council meeting tomorrow night. It's at 6 o'clock here in the council chambers. How many are going to be here? Councillor Glant's going to be absent. Councillor Mann may, depending on the weather. So, okay. Okay, we need 3 of you at least here, plus myself for a quorum, so don't be sick. The parade is at 2 o'clock this Saturday. We should be gathering at the Queen Elizabeth Elementary School by no later than 1:30. Sunday, of course, is Diversity Festival, and there are going to be lots of entertainment taking place down there. Plus, there's going to be 12 food booths and 18 craft-type booths of some sort, entertainment, bounce houses, tattoo shops. It's going to be an exciting time, and we have no idea how many people are going to be there, but we hope that you are all able to show up. The Lieutenant Governor is going to be there to bring greetings as well. We're still waiting on confirmation on when the train is supposed to be painted, but I have been assured it's going to get done. It's just not getting done as quick as I'd like to see it done. But before you ask the question, I wanted to let you know that emails are going back and forth as recent as the tail end last week. And I put on your desk as well, the Art Co-op are having an open house, and they're going to have refreshments, and that's going to be on August the 28th. It's a Wednesday, it's from 4:30 to 6, and following that, of course, is the rolling right into the, what is it, Fluffy Little Cowboys is the entertainment for that evening? I think it's the last show of the, isn't it? Or is it?
No, it is Fluffy Little Cowboys, but there's another show.
Oh, there's another show, okay. So that'll be right after, following right after the Art Co-op. They may end up going beyond 6 o'clock. Anyway, those are all the other matters that I had, and I'd handed out to you all the agenda for or the schedule for the Harvest Festival. And one of the things that, it'd be nice to get a great turnout to help on the, or to, not to help, but the Harvest Festival Food Alley. They're coming in this year, they'll be selling food, and that's from 4 o'clock till 8 o'clock on Tuesday the 20th. If we have a good turnout and they do well, hopefully they'll come back another year. So that's a new event this year. They'll be selling food, and so go down there and have your supper. Any other matters? Yes, Councillor Toombs.
This is just to do with the train. I was on the trail a week or so ago, and I was talking to a gentleman who was quite interested in the train because they are refurbishing one in Hillsborough, New Brunswick, and he said the engine out of this is actually started up for the first time, and it's an engine number 1754 that they're refurbishing. So he said the heart of this one is now running the other one, and he said if we wanted to, it's engine 1754 Hillsborough, you can go on, it might show some of the refurbishment of it. He said there's very few of these engines left because they don't build them anymore and the parts are scarce. So he was really interested in looking at it, and he just passed that along for me to pass along to you.
All right, thank you, and I'll convey that to our Museum and Heritage group as well. And Councillor Gallant, you had your hand up?
Thank you, Worship. A couple of things here, but just before that, though, I'm glad to see our flag is flying half-mast for former Mayor and Councillor Doug Doncaster. I served with Doug. When I first got elected, I was elected with Doug. And although we had our differences over the years, we always come to some sort of resolution and stuff. And he was also the past president of the PEI Federation of Municipalities, which I was as well at one time. So he did serve our community well over the years, and I'm certainly sad to hear of his passing. I also have a couple of items I'd like to bring up here. I sent a video out a little earlier, and it's shown that some of you has got it and some of you may not have. It's regarding the Roy Painter Park. It was brought to my attention here a week or so ago about how dirty it was. And so I went down tonight and took a quick video, and I guess the people that were using it with children were right. I know with a park like that, if we're going to maintain it, we might as well keep it somewhat clean. There isn't a lot of equipment down there, and I'm not sure how often the park is used by young children. But as you can see, if the video went through, and I do have some photos as well to show you that there is a lot of mold, and the lady that spoke to me about it wouldn't even let the children play on it. So just wanted to bring that to our attention, and or bring the council's attention, and hopefully we can. I don't know how we go about making sure it's always kept clean, because you have to pressure wash it, I guess, and keep an eye on it. But it is, as you can see in the video, it's pretty. Some of the slides and playhouses or whatever for the children is quite moldy, and or I shouldn't say moldy, but there's a lot of I guess it is mold on them just from not being clean. So that's something we should take a look at, or have staff take a look at. And the other one I'm going to bring up. It's a complaint of mine as well, and I think Councillor McCrae might have brought it up last meeting. And I had to complain a couple times myself, and I witnessed it again yesterday morning, is the garbage on the trail in or around about the Frosty Treat Dairy Bar. Garbage cans were full, it was overflowing onto the grass, and in some cases right up onto the trail. I don't know if it's being thrown there, or just that the cans are not being dumped and it's just blowing there or what, but there was quite a bit of garbage on the trail right in and around there yesterday morning when I come through. And I've had some other concerns as well about that.
This is garbage from the Frosty Treat garbage cans, you mean, or not the trail garbage cans, the Frosty Treat ones?
No, be from. I assume there's to be from because the cans were overflowing when I come by yesterday morning. That was early at 7 o'clock in the morning, and like I said, up in the picnic tables up behind, there was garbage all over them and garbage out onto the trails, so.
All right, Kim's got a note of that, Miss Casely, and she's also got a note of we'll probably get Public Works to take a look at cleaning up the park down there. I know they've done that before, so it probably just has to get put on their agenda. All right, anything else, Council? Councilor McCray.
Thank you, Your Worship. I just had a few comments from people about the cool cash. Is there a way that the credit union place can put it on their website when there's a winner, when there's a non-winner? There's no advertisement.
I thought they did, but maybe they don't.
No, they don't. So if there's a way that they can, post this every week, that if there's winner or non-winner.
Yeah, maybe they just post it when there's a winner, do they? We'll follow up on that anyway and see
Okay.
what can be done. Yeah, I'm sure that's not a very complicated thing to do. All right, anything else, Council? Hearing none, we will move into, what's our next item? It's correspondence. We have one item of correspondence, and basically it's a report from the Kensington Senior Surfers. And of course, they're quite active and they do a lot of things, and they thank the town of Kensington, of course, for providing that facility to them, and also reporting that their meetings are the second Monday of every month from September to June. Do you have any questions or comments on it, Council? Hearing none, then I guess there's nothing else to bring before this regular meeting of Council. I would call for a motion to adjourn. So moved by Councilor McCray, second by Councilor Toombs. All those in favor? No, Councilor Glant. I'm so sorry, Councilor Glant. I'm so used to Councilor Toombs saying that I said he had seconded it, but it was Councilor Glant that actually seconded it. He was snoozing tonight. He missed that. So the meeting is adjourned as of 7:37 p.m. Thank you, everyone.